What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. It's the Valentine's Day edition of Smackdown, and the WWE Universe is anxious to see how Otis makes out, both literally and figuratively, on his date with Mandy Rose. Join us now as Wrestlelamia analyzes the 14th February edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Matt Hardy returning to Raw, WWE management causing so many injuries, a big update on Undertaker's return, Andrade dropping the title soon, Jim Ross discusses prospective hires, Sheamus sees a long future in the WWE, will there be a big return on Raw? Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly for this week's edition of Smackdown. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, HULKSTER's in the house. That wasn't said as enthusiastically as I was supposed to, but no, we are enthusiastic about this. Now, last week's video appearance by Bill Goldberg popped Smackdown's ratings, so it's likely the WWE was hoping for a bit of a rub from the HULKSTER last night. Whether or not that happens, the segment between Hogan and Bray Wyatt was fun, and it was a good way to not only plug the NWO's induction into this year's Hall of Fame, but to promote the match between Goldberg and The Fiend at Super Showdown. Number 2, BAYLEY making history. While Natalya and Lacey Evans made history at 2019's Crown Jewel event by becoming the first women to wrestle in Saudi Arabia, it looks like BAYLEY is about to set a record too by becoming the first woman to defend a championship in Saudi Arabia. Many congratulations to BAYLEY and kudos to the WWE for pushing this to happen. Perhaps this could even lead to more than cosmetic changes to the way Saudi Arabia treats its women. And number 3, a strong main event. The Miz and John Morrison have been on a rampage lately, which made the match between them and the team of Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan a must-see. Did the WWE make the right choice of having Reigns and Bryan go over? No, but the Miz and Morrison's recent success shows how quickly they've been elevated in the eyes of the fans that they look like a credible threat to 2 main eventers. But that was the good. What about the bad? As number 1, Otis gets his heart broken. Damn WWE, why did you have to do it? Why did you have to go and break Otis's heart on Valentine's Day? Whilst we like the fact that he's going to be in a feud with Dolph Ziggler, a wrestler who, even though keeps at for whatever reason mid-cardish level, he most certainly has the charisma and ability to take this feud into a high level. Well, now granted, Mandy wasn't the one to break his heart, but we do like the fact how Otis was told earlier that Mandy was running late, which may or may not have assumed that Sonya was behind this sabotage date. But at this point though, Ziggler has more heat on him than King Joffrey. Now, we love the feud and love the reaction from the crowd, as they've really invested into this storyline, but we just hated the moment, so that's why we put it in the bad. Number 2, Chad Gable's push comes up short. No pun intended. If anyone has any doubt about Shorty G's status in the WWE, they got the message delivered with an exclamation point, as Shorty not only dropped another match to Sheamus, but did it in a handicap match. His push seemed legitimate after he nearly won the King of the Ring tournament, but it looks like it's all over. Once again proving the WWE giveth and the WWE taketh away. And number 3, Roman wins again. This is one of those rare occasions where a segment or match ends up in both the good and the bad, but we can't help but ask if Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan needed to win over the Miz and Morrison, particularly with the A-lister and the mayor of Slamtown going against the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship at Super Showdown. While Reigns and Bryan are established main eventers, the Miz and Morrison are an experienced team, and their experience, coupled with King Corbin's presence in the crowd, could plausibly have seen them cheat their way to a win, making them look even stronger going into Super Showdown. The WWE went with its tradition that a tag team can't beat 2 main eventers, which ultimately weakens the concept of tag team wrestling. Now, for this week, there was no downright ugly, as Smackdown proved that it was an okay show, with WWE setting things up for next week with the announcement of Carmella battling Naomi for a shot at Bayley's SmackDown Women's Championship, and that Bill Goldberg will be on hand. Surprisingly, this week's edition of Smackdown was a decent enough show that it had a surprising mix of action, comedy, and furthering storylines. But that was the good, the bad, and the downright ugly of Smackdown. Let's move on to the news, as our first story looks at Matt Hardy returning to Raw. The Broken One has proved again that it takes a lot to keep him down for the count. After taking a one-man concerto from Randy Orton on the 10th February Raw, it looked like Matt was broken for good and on his way out of the WWE. However, they've announced that Matt will return to Raw this week to face Randy Orton in a no-holds-barred match, which you can be sure is gonna be wild. But why the change, since it appeared that Matt was exiting the WWE soon? Well, Wrestling News CEO's Paul Davis has an idea, and it's all about the ratings. The Matt Hardy-Randy Orton segment from Monday was one of the big quarter hour from them this coming Monday. Perhaps the one-man concerto even broke Matt Hardy. Is it too late to revive the Woken One? Or should Matt take his abilities over to a new promotion? Next up, WWE management is causing so many injuries. Wrestling fans expect to see wrestlers get hurt in backyard wrestling and hardcore promotions where sick bumps are used like most promotions use rest holds. So what's the deal with the WWE that recently saw 6 superstars suffer head injuries in 1 week? According to Meltzer, last week there were actually like 6 people who were knocked out, which is a lot in 2 different shows. So I guess on the Worlds Collide show, Marcel Bartel, Alexander Wolf and Roderick Strong, and then on Raw it was Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe and Riddick Moss. Thankfully the head injuries didn't appear to be serious, although any head injury is cause for concern given what medical professions know about the short-term and long-term effects of head trauma. But during an episode of the Wrestling Observer Live, Meltzer's faithful sidekick Brian Alvarez speculated about what may be behind the rash of injuries. I just don't get it, but they're told to lay it in. I don't know why. Yes, there is bloody noses, there's bloody mouths, there's concussions which you can't say. There are way too many injuries for both NXT and the main roster. We talked about it a million times. For the promotion that's supposed to be the safer promotion, people are getting hurt all the time on NXT, Smackdown and Raw. The problem of course is that high-definition television exposes the proverbial multitude of sins, whether it's personal appearance or a choreographed fight. According to Ringside News, wrestlers are being told all the time that they need to make sure that contact is made in the squared circle. Unlike television and film, professional wrestling doesn't have the benefit of reshoots when it airs live. On the other hand, if the WWE wants to continue having its wrestlers yell, "It's clobbering time," and pace their opponents, they're gonna continue having more injuries. Perhaps that's why Vince McMahon has been signing so many wrestlers, he's treating them as glorified stuntmen and women. Next up, a big update on Undertaker's return. There is some good news concerning the rumor that broke yesterday concerning a potentially huge match for the Showcase of the Immortals. According to a report at the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online, Dave Meltzer has confirmed that The Undertaker vs AJ Styles is currently on the scheduled card for WrestleMania. The match being planned for WrestleMania was first reported by WrestleZone yesterday. This year's Mania is starting to look good, especially if some of the rumored matches we discussed in our earlier news video prove to be true. What matches would you like to see? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up is Andrade dropping the title soon. It looks like we could see the end of a WWE Champion's title reign, at least if Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso is right. Recently, Barrasso commented that, "From everything I've been told by contacts within WWE, the recently suspended Andrade's days as the United States Champion are numbered. His 30-day wellness policy suspension expires on February 27th. Andrade is returning to action at Super Showdown in the 2-weight trophy tournament, but if Andrade does drop the title, who should he lose it to? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Jim Ross discusses prospective hires. All Elite Wrestling has a talented core of wrestlers, but as we've heard recently, AEW isn't done hiring. During an episode of his podcast Grillin' JR, AEW announcer Jim Ross noted what type of stars he'd like to see in the company. Yeah, size, athletic big guys. You know, guys, I don't know who's all signed, but you know I'm a fan of Lance Archer. I'm a big fan of Jeff Cobb. I'm a big fan of the former Harper in WWE. Guys like that who have the ability that we can all see that have not been given the total opportunity to become a global star with the spotlight on them. AEW would benefit from some talented big men, as opposed to lumbering muscleheads a la Lars Sullivan, to round out their roster. 1 or 2 burly babyfaces would be good too, as the few big men in AEW are heels. But AEW isn't limiting their talent search to just big men. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports AEW is possibly interested in luchador Aramis. According to Ringside News, Aramis made his United States debut for PWG at the 2019 Battle of Los Angeles, but never really broke out into the mainstream US market. Next up, Sheamus sees a long future in the WWE. Sheamus has had a successful career in the WWE, including singles and tag team gold, but don't count on the Celtic Warrior getting ready to retire though. During an interview with CTV News, Sheamus revealed, I'm focused now, I know what I want to do. The Intercontinental Championship is the only title I haven't won in WWE. There are a lot of things I'm not happy about. My first run as WWE Champion, etc. I want to come back and prove that I have another 10 years left in me, and I have a lot more to achieve. Sheamus has much to offer in the ring and he's been getting a strong push since his return to Smackdown. Like any WWE superstar, the million-dollar question is how long his push will last. And finally, a big return on Raw? A PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting that The Big Show is confirmed to be at the 17th February edition of Raw. Will The Big Show join forces with Kevin Owens' team against Seth Rollins and his disciples, or does the WWE have something else planned? But there you have it guys, our analysis of the 14th February SmackDown as well as the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. What did you guys rate SmackDown last night? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.